Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so this episode starts off with Angela and Britt meeting up to have a little walk and talk in the park, and they both look cute. It really wasn't much to see here. Angela was talking about there's beef between her mom and her sister and her husband. And you know how that goes. When you tell your family that your man did X, Y, and Z, they're not going to forgive him when you forgive him. Like, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. So, yeah. Did Britt mention Kenya? I feel like Britt mentioned Kenya. Did she? I'm going to save that for when we get to where we getting to. Okay, so this scene with Portia, I guess this was a business meeting. She had her friend Johnny there. Lonnie was there. And somebody else was there. I don't remember. And, you know, Lonnie is Portia's cousin that passed away a couple months ago. That took me off guard. Seeing her, I felt so bad. I was like, oh, my God. Like, she was just here. Life is crazy. If y'all watch Portia's Family Matters, you know that there was a little friction between Portia and Lonnie. And it's nice to see that they were in communication before she passed away. They seem to, she's at her business meeting. They must have been getting along. They must have been doing a lot better. Damn, life. That is so crazy. Portia's friend Johnny. How do I know Johnny? Okay, I don't know Johnny. But I would see Johnny on Instagram all the time, shouting out Portia, saying she's his sister. And one day I'm watching Black Ink Crew, and I'm like, oh my God, I know this is where, okay, he looked familiar. So Johnny, I guess Johnny was Charmaine's boss. If you guys watch Black Ink Crew Chicago, he worked at the radio station where Charmaine was working. And every time Charmaine was like messed up, he would be there to reprimand her. That's where I remember Johnny from. But I would always see him on Instagram shouting Portia out, saying that was his sister, like making all these posts about Portia, and they're really close. So I don't know if he's still in Chicago or if he's in Atlanta or if he just be moving around because he's that dude. I don't really know. But to hear that Drew reached out to him about linking up to do business with him, her, and Dennis. I told y'all what Drew was about. I already told y'all. Drew is a weirdo. Drew is weird. She's weird. Candace already told us about Drew. So every time she do something funny, I'm gonna be like, see, told y'all. Speaking of Drew, this scene, this family scene with her and Ralph and the kids, I don't believe nothing Drew says. I don't believe nothing she shows us. Everything is fake and phony and for the benefit of the cameras. I don't trust this girl. Nothing she says, I can't get into nothing she be talking about because I feel like it's all a big act. It's all a big lie. I believe it was the first episode this season. It's only been 4, right? Okay. The first episode, she said that her and Ralph were in such a bad space that they are only allowed to speak through an app. He lives in the basement. He has a separate entrance and exit to the basement, and she lives on the rest of the house, and she has obviously separate exit. They're not allowed to be around each other. She says he shaves her on the app, but the judge sees everything that he says, and things are just very contentious between them. It didn't look like that, though. It didn't look like that in this scene. It looked like they was getting along just fine. They were there. In fact, they even sent the kids away and had a one-on-one discussion, and it wasn't a problem. I mean, do I believe he's a narcissist? Yes. But I don't even want to get into it too much because they both are liars. Like, I don't trust either one of them. I really feel like they are conning the viewing audience of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So Kelly and Kenya linking up, this was really cute. This was cute. Yo, I done already told y'all that I like Kelly, okay? Kelly is a vibe. I like her. I do. I like her. I hope you don't do nothing that makes me change my mind, because I'm really into her. Like, I think she is the cutest thing. I love how business minded she is. I just love her energy. I love everything about her so far. I really, really do. I like her. She's okay with me. She's more than okay with me. I told y'all I don't have no faves, but Kelly girl, you my favorite newbie. Now Kenya salon looks amazing. Okay, the aesthetics is she did her thing. Okay, she did her big one with this salon. It looks amazing. It really, really does. I hate that things aren't going the way that they're supposed to be going with this salon. I got a bone to pick with y'all Atlanta people and people in the neighboring areas of Atlanta. Those of y'all who can just jump in the car and drive on over to Atlanta. Why y'all not supporting Kenya's salon? What's tea? Because I feel like if you in North Carolina, if you in the area, if you in the Carolinas, if you in Florida, if you in Alabama, Tennessee, why y'all don't support Kenya's spa, her hair salon? Why? What's going on? Team Twirl, what's good with y'all? Why aren't y'all supporting this black lady's business? Y'all sit up here and drag hairstylists for filth. Oh, they don't want to wash hair. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. Oh, they sold this, that, and the third. Why y'all not supporting Kenya's business? What's really going on? I want to know. Now, I ain't gonna lie, some of these stylists, I'm sitting here as a stylist myself, okay, a Paul Mitchell grad, thank you very much. I know that some of these stylists, they be tweaking, okay? Some of them, they tried it. But y'all sit up here and y'all drag hairstylists and whatever, they don't wash hair. Some of y'all are going to these teenagers that work inside their mama kitchen and y'all want y'all hair washed. Y'all have a salon right here that does all the works and y'all not. I mean, if not for nothing, go to get the head spa treatment where they go in and analyze the scalp and give you a good old scrubbing and a massage or whatever, and then get you a blowout. And then you can go get your hair done by whoever normally does your hair. I don't know what's going on. Like, yeah, I just got in my feelings a little bit because Kenya was like, you know, stressing about the salon and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Obviously, you know, I keep my ear to the street and I've heard all the things and they're saying, well, she said that people be booking appointments. They don't really show up. They coming in to be nosy. They doing weird stuff. And I feel her pain. I feel her pain. Trust me, Kenya, I feel your pain. Okay, we see each other. But for real though, I felt a little something, like she hit me in my soft spot when she was like, this was the plan to franchise and things ain't going the way it's supposed to be going. It's like, why are you filming a scene? That scene, there should have been customers in these chairs and these spots. It should have been some stuff going on. Like, it made me feel bad. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That made me feel bad because they always say if you build it, they will come. It don't be that easy though. Kicking off a business is not easy. Hang in there with Kenya girl though. Team Twirl, help your girl out. Book an appointment at Kenya Salon. Like, spend them dollars. Do something. Y'all gonna let y'all girl go outside like this? But I do love how encouraging and supportive Kelly was to Kenya and was like, girl, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna make this happen. I like to see that. Let me enjoy that because it's not gonna be that for the rest of the season. So let me have that, okay? But Kelly is so cute. She is a vibe. I really like her. Like, girl, I hope you stick around for some seasons, okay? So we're gonna skip over the scene between Brittany and her sister. Sorry. We're also gonna skip over the scene with Drew and Dennis because I really don't care. Actually, we're not. Dennis is out of order. Dennis said that Portia was in Nigeria eating fufu. How you know she was eating fufu? How do you know that's what she was eating? How you know she wasn't eating pounded yam? Or amala? Like, how do you know she wasn't eating rice? What do you know? Like, Dennis, you tried it. You tried it, Dennis. So we're gonna fast forward to the bank okay? Angela's dinner, her black chic event. And I know they was taking child. This is very interesting. Okay. So everybody's getting ready to go there, right? And Britt is like, oh my gosh, we're going to Bankhead. It's hood. I'm afraid for my safety. Something like that. That's what she was saying. And everybody was cracking jokes. And I think Shamia and Portia rode up there together. I don't know. When I land at Hartsfield Jackson, I don't be going to those parts, okay? I don't be wandering around, okay? I go to my auntie house or my other two aunties' house, and they don't live in them parts. No shade. They all live in different areas, but they don't live nowhere near Bankhead. I ain't never ventured over there. I don't know nothing about it. I'm not calling it hood, but Britt and the rest of the girls, they seem like they was, you know, making fun. Don't come for me, because I don't know nothing about that, okay? But, it's crazy. It's crazy how the person who was afraid for their safety turns around and makes someone else afraid for their own safety. Now, Kenya Moore, you know you tried it. Why would you show up in a turquoise dress? And I don't even really like this particular dress, Kenya. Like, you knew it was all black. You knew it was all black. And even if you didn't want to wear black, you could have wore something else. Gold, red. You know what looks really good on Kenya? Kenya looks really, really good when she wears like that nude brown on her skin. Oh, she looks amazing. Or when she wears pink. Pink really looks good on Kenya. This turquoise, not to say it don't look good on you, but it didn't do nothing for me. Like, if you're going to ignore the rules, like, bitch, you better have really brought it. And I don't feel like you did, sis. I just went into it, but you know, that was just me. Now, Shamia's dress, 5, 6, 7, 8. She did that. Like, yes, Shamia. Yes. Yes, girl. Everybody looked amazing though. What's my boo name? Kelly. Kelly. I like that. I like that. Y'all, I really like Kelly a lot, y'all. You know, I'm a girl that I'm not that modest of a dresser, okay? So what Kelly had on, that was right up my alley. What Shamia had on, that was right up my alley. I hate when women get to a certain age or they start having kids and people want to police how they dress or how sexy they should dress. I'm going to be 80 years old and y'all are still going to get some fly outfits for me. I can assure you that, okay? If you ever see me become a modest woman, know that something very, very, very wrong has happened. Because that's just not me. Like, I was living for Kelly's look. The hair, the wet look. I do not like a wet look, but she did it excellent. Like, I loved it. The red lip, the long, slick back, wet and wavy. The whole thing. Kelly, you my girl. I like you. This is my type of bitch. Now, the girls were shading the venue, but it looked really nice. Like, I don't know. Like, I liked it. I liked it. Sometimes, you know, you can't be judgmental. Like, crazy things can happen really anywhere, you know? So you can't be too judgmental, but the place looked really nice. Like, the inside looked nice. I don't really know what the outside looked like, but I was with it. I thought it was aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. Now, can I say that I appreciated Shamia bringing a peace offering and apologizing to Angela for speaking badly about her nose. I probably owe her an apology as well, because I was laughing a little too hard at Shamia's jokes. But yeah, Angela was being obnoxious. But we should make fun of her nose, okay? It's not her fault. She should not be making fun of people's physical appearance, because some things, you know, it is what it is. I was watching Married to Medicine, and I got very, very upset. Was it Married to Medicine, or was I watching a clip? I don't remember. But I think I was watching a clip where Heavenly spoke about Contessa's boobs. And y'all know that my mom passed away from breast cancer. And one of the reasons why she probably didn't make it is initially she wanted a double mastectomy. Her oncologist and her surgeon said that wasn't necessary. She said she wanted it. They were like, oh, no, it's not necessary. Her surgeon was like, well, yeah, your doctor likes to preserve as much as she wants to. My mom was like, preserve what? I've already breastfed my kids. I'm good. Like, take these things away. And they didn't do that. And, of course, the cancer returned, and she not here no more. So, for me, as much as Contessa has gotten on my nerves, and I know we're not talking about Married to Medicine. I might do a video after this. But as much as Contessa has gotten on my nerves over the years, when she decided to remove her breasts in an attempt to lessen the chances of getting breast cancer or whatever else, to prevent her children from experiencing the pain she felt when she lost her mom, I thought that that was the bravest thing I had ever seen. I really commend her for that, because a lot of times we could be so vain and it'd be a detriment to our health and a detriment to us, period. And the fact that she did that, she took those steps because she wants to be here as long as possible for her kids. I think that for Heavenly to take a shot and say, oh, you look botched, I literally winced when I saw that. I winced, and I was just like, damn. Like, I know I talk shit, okay? I literally have to put myself on timeout, okay? Shade Anonymous. I do the most sometimes, but I just feel like that was a lot. That was a lot. And so I know people were like, well, it's not that big a deal. Everybody talks shit. No, to me, that was a little too much for me. But yeah, we ain't talking about Married to Medicine, but I know how that made me feel hearing her say that to Contessa. And so for us to be laughing, or for me personally, for me to be laughing at Angela's nose, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. Cause yeah, that wasn't right. Ain't no excuses, ain't no ands, ifs, buts about it. We need to leave that lady nose alone. We need to stop. We really do need to chill out sometimes. I was wrong for laughing because I really was getting my life, and that wasn't nice. And Shamia, thank you, girl. You inspired me to like take a look at myself because I was wrong. I didn't really get that. It was like a branch in the olive oil. Like, was it in the olive oil? Shamia, we need to work on our presentation. Y'all know my other boo, Adriana, on Real Housewives of Miami. Did she do that 2 seasons ago with Larsa? She brought an actual olive branch to Larsa's party. I thought that was so cute. I thought that was cute. Shamia, this was cute too, but I feel like let's work on the presentation. That's all. But yeah, shout out to Angela. Shout out to you, girl. Wait, hold up. I almost skipped over some stuff. So when they was doing that little shady questions, and Portia said, yeah, I heard about your husband, and then she was like trying to backpedal. Nah, Portia, what did you hear? What did you hear, Portia? And did you hear it from Johnny? What you hear, girl? Because Wendy Williams, y'all saw the clip resurface where Wendy was talking about Angela and Charles and a side baby. Portia, what you heard? I hope it's not the same tea. I hope it's different tea. No shade, Angela. No shade, Angela, but you brought yourself on this show, and we want to know. What's the tea, girl? Okay, so it's not a housewives party if stuff don't get cracking. And y'all saw what happened. They was answering questions that each other wrote. I think they played the same game at Kenya's birthday party for Brooklyn, the tea party. And well, this time there was some explosives. There was some fireworks. And let's get into this, okay? So Britt's question was, can Kenya speak to her nicely or something? Kenya dismisses her. She don't like that. They're going back and forth. Y'all saw it. At some point, Kenya calls her a peasant. Kenya was already being dismissive towards her, and then I guess the peasant word didn't sit right with Britt, and Britt went off. I'm not Team Britt. I'm not Team Kenya. I know that a lot of people are, man, Kenya girl, you got your people fighting for you. You got your people fighting for you. I will say that even people who are not usually Team Twirl, they're all on Kenya's side. Me personally, I'm not that emotional about what happened in this episode, but this is my 2 cents. I feel that the real true villains are some of the producers. Not all of them, but some of these producers. They be wanting to get stuff started. And the thing about it is, when you manipulate people and situations, you cannot always control the outcome. I don't think they thought this was going to be it. Now, I truly believe that somebody, more than likely a producer, turned Brit and said, you see Kenya? I need you to get a reaction out of Kenya. I truly feel that way. I really feel like that's what they do on these shows. I feel like they tried to send Kelly after Portia. They had a little moment and then it fizzled out and they made up and it was cool. They did the same with Brit. I truly believe that. Nobody can change my mind. I feel like they sent Brit after Kenya. I feel like they sent Angela after Shamia. I think that's just what they do on these shows. And we've heard Carlos King many a times say, it's not that deep. But sometimes things, y'all trigger people and the wrong stuff happens and it becomes that deep. It really does. I think in this moment, well, not just in this moment. I think from day one, they probably, and I've never done reality TV, but I have some sources. I know a thing or two. I think, is what I think. I think that they sent Brit after Kenya. They probably was like, girl, maybe not said, oh, go after her, you know? Oh, you know, go to war with Kenya. We want to see you guys fight. Maybe not like that, but, oh, Brit, you know, you're probably going to get along with everybody. You know, you're a pretty girl. You'll get along with everyone. The only person that might shade you or give you a hard time is Kenya. I can so see them doing stuff like that. Or like, oh, you know, I noticed the cold reception you got from Kenya. Or, you know, like, I feel like they manipulate these girls into these situations and then they're right there with their camera to film what's going to be the outcome. And sometimes that outcome, it'd be more than what y'all bargained for. I didn't think that Kenya did anything to Brit to warrant this. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. Now, initially, when, you know, word got out that certain things had taken place, I believe I heard them say that Kenya claimed that Brit said that she had a pew-pew to shoot her with. That's not exactly what she said. What she said on here was, oh, I ain't worried about her. I got my, you know, pistol. I got it. And she kept saying it. I got this and that. She gonna learn. And she's just hyping herself up, going off. And she's getting upset over nothing. Like, I think she was embarrassed, okay? I think that, like I said, I really feel as though someone was in her ear gassing her to go with Kenya. And she was not getting the response from Kenya. She wasn't getting enough from Kenya to really do anything, to have a real moment. And she probably got frustrated. She probably was embarrassed. She probably felt like a fool. You look like one. You surely did. And she ain't know what to do with herself. And she just started talking her looking crazy. Because it started off like, oh, let me move around. Let me peek my surroundings. Let me make sure I'm good. Kenya didn't threaten you. You was the one talking crazy. Kenya was ignoring you. So why are you like, you look stupid. You look stupid. You let them set you up to look a damn fool. And you didn't know what to do with yourself. And I feel like that's how you ended up in the situation you ended up in. Now, somebody said on Twitter that production should have intervened. I think so. Because this is the thing, right? We're arguing and I'll be like, girl, I'm not even worried about you. You're a fan. You're a peasant. Da-da-da-da-da. It should not escalate to you got a pew-pew. You ain't worried about me. Okay, first of all, they're already out of their elements. They're on a side of town that they don't normally frequent. So right then and there, that's alarming. Okay, y'all know what be going on in Atlanta, in Houston, and all the major cities, the urban big cities. Y'all already know, so we don't have to go through that. So right then and there, I would already feel away. So for Britt to be talking the way that she was talking, that was uncalled for. And yeah, Britt girl, I was starting to like you, but this was not okay. This wasn't okay, because I'm gonna say this: if I was Kenya in that moment, like I was watching it, right? And to be outside, you're already in an area that's unfamiliar. People are already saying it's not safe over there. And then this girl keeps saying, I'm going to show you today. I'm going to tell you today. Her husband is there. That can be intimidating. That can be a little scary. That would make me a little nervous. The way she got in that car with Portia. And Portia, you can tell Portia was a little scared too. Because Portia was like, girl, you want to get in the car with us? I don't take kindly to threats. I don't take kindly to threats. Not at all. Like, don't play with me. Like, in that moment, I was afraid for Kenya. I ain't even finna lie to y'all. I felt nervous for her. But personally, I don't think she handled it right. I think she should have, wherever she got to her car or wherever she got to where she felt safe, she should have called the police. I think she should have filed some type of report, complaint. Terroristic threats, baby, I don't play with those. Not me. I don't play with that. I don't play those type of games. I do not. I think she should have called the police. If I were in Kenya's shoes and you did that to me, you made me be, I'm outside and there's a whole bunch of people. Your man is there with you. You keep saying you got your pew pew on you and you were going to learn me something on today. I would have called the police on you. I don't know what to tell y'all. I would have called the police. In that moment, even though I know how the things turned out, like I wasn't there, but we've all been hearing what happened. I was nervous for Kenya as if I didn't already know that nothing happened. They would just, yeah, I don't take kindly to threats. I would have been like, girl, I'm going to make a formal complaint because I do feel unsafe. That was not acceptable, Britt. That wasn't acceptable. You threw a tantrum because you was embarrassed. You threw a tantrum because you wasn't, you really wanted to be on this show. Like, people were saying that Britt is a fan. I don't know if she's a fan, but she definitely wants to be on this show. She wants to be one of the girls. She wanted a moment. It did not pan out for her, and she felt embarrassed, and she felt stupid, and she threw a tantrum, and she starts going off. She wasn't making no sense, because at one moment you were insulted. But how do we go to insulted to you being nervous for your surroundings and you need to call your man, and then she called for security at one point, and then now you're making the threats? Girl, you was all over the place and you look a mess. But yeah, like I said, I feel like Kenya should have called the police. She should have made a formal complaint so that it's on record, it's on file that this lady is not well, because they don't know you. They don't know you. You don't have the luxury of anyone in this space knowing you, not the producers, not the network, not the nobody, not the cast. Nobody there really knows you except for Kelly. And we really don't know Kelly. Like, I'm liking her, but we don't really know her. So, yeah, if I was Kenya, I would have called the police on you. If Kenya had called the police, Bravo would have had to take her complaint serious. They would have had to take what she said serious. For me, I am on Kenya's side at this point, right? But I still think, we know what's going to happen next. You didn't handle that right. You should have called the police. Like, you don't let people threaten you. Like, that's insane. Like, I didn't. And this is the thing. Did she go up to Kenya and say, girl, I'm about to boop, boop, boop? No. I'm not the person that waits for it to get that bad. You threatened me and I'm like, okay, I heard you the first time. So yeah, she should have called the police on you, bitch. Had she called the police, had she had some type of written formal complaint, Bravo would have had no choice but to take her serious. And maybe I'm tripping. I don't want to believe that Bravo just didn't care about Kenya's safety and well-being. I really don't want to believe that that's the truth. Like, it's possible. I don't want to believe that that's what it was. I feel like when it comes to reality TV, a lot of people don't take the things that happen on there serious because in their mind it's a controlled environment. You have producers, you have security, you have cameramen, you have so many people that they don't take certain things serious. So in my opinion, I feel like maybe they just didn't take what Kenya said. Like they didn't think it was that big of a deal. Maybe because Britt did not go to Kenya and say, I'm going to do something to you. Because how it started was, I think Britt was like, are you okay? Are you good? And she said, oh yeah, I'm good. I got my, with me. But then it just she kept going. So I don't know. Maybe they were not taking it as serious because it started off as Britt saying she had that on her, so she was good. She wasn't worried about nothing. But then once they got outside, the situation kind of shifted and she started saying, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to learn you something today. How she said it, you going to learn today. You going to learn today. That's where it started kind of, girl, you was being threatening. But then also they probably weren't worried about it because they probably know that production was, puppeteering them. And they felt like, oh, girl, it wasn't that big of a deal. Because, now y'all not going to like this, but Kenya, you've threatened people on this show too. You threatened Phaedra and she was pregnant. You said you was going to knock her teeth out of her mouth. That she would be picking her teeth up off the floor. I think it was it season 6? I can't remember if it was season 6 or 5. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't 5. I feel like it was 6 or something. Where they were packing for a cash trip. And Kenya said she was going to pack her pew-pew. I think she had it like in the case in her closet. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to pack this for them girls. So they probably felt like it's a harmless threat. Y'all just be talking noise on these shows. They didn't take it serious. I don't know. I don't want to believe that they straight up did not care about her life and her child's life. I don't want to think that. But I know, like, not me personally, but I know that a lot of times people do not view these fights and these arguments and the things that they say, they don't take them serious because they're like, oh, it's all that everybody's just talking for camera time and they want a moment. So I feel like maybe that's what was going on. I don't know. But if it were me, I would have called the police. I'm calling the police first. So now Bravo and Truly will have no choice but to take me serious. That's where I feel like Kenya, you dropped the ball. And maybe Kenya didn't want to call the police. Maybe she didn't want to involve the police. But I think that's what you should have done. Because girl, don't play with me. Because if you can get that upset over nothing, you might really do something. I don't know you. I don't know your character. People be thinking they know a person and they in them. So you a stranger off the street. I don't know you. And you're making these threats. I would take them very serious. I would take them very serious. Bitch, you unhinged. And I was liking you, Brittany or Britt, whatever. I'm not going to be making fun of your names because I don't like when people make fun of mine. So, yeah, but girl, you had to do all of that? Girl, I don't know, but I ain't really seen, I think I might have seen 2 comments that was on your side, maybe 2. It's not looking too good for you, sis. It's not looking too good for you. I don't know. But what I will say is this. I will say this, though. Do I think that Kenya doing revenge, P-word, was she right for that? No. I don't think she was right for that. I don't think that she was right for that. Absolutely not. I'm going to be honest. Me, the type of person that I am, I'm always going to take it too far. I'm always going to take it too far. Before you start something with me, know that. I'm going to always take it way further than it needs to go. I'm a Gemini. I can't help it. Crazy is in me. It's in me. I can't do nothing about it. I can't help you. So your best bet is leave me alone. So I'm always been the type of person that if you hit me with something this big, I'm gonna hit you with something this big. That's just me. So am I mad at Kenya for what she did? No, I don't care. The only thing that's bothering me about Kenya, the one thing that makes me be like, Kenya, I'm not on your side, is this. Well, two things. Well, really one. If Kenya went to Bravo or Truly and said, hey, I can't be around this girl. This girl is unhinged. She crazy. She threatened me. I ain't playing those games. I'm a mother. I got to make sure I'm good. I got to make sure I make it home to my child every day. And they were like, girl, it wasn't that deep. I can understand why Kenya said, okay, y'all don't want to take care of her. I'm going to handle her the way I know how to handle her. I wish Kenya would just have said that. But when Kenya says, I did the revenge P word to protect myself, that's where you lose me, sister. That's where you lose me, because how does revenge P word protect you? It don't protect you. Just tell the truth. This girl tried me and I had to let her know don't play with me. And so I did what I did. You know how some people be like, I will smile in my mugshot. Kenya, I'm gonna need you to have that energy. Smile in your mugshot. She tried you and you had to let her know. You had to set her straight. You had to put her back in her place. I'm fine with that. But when she tried to be like, I was scared for me and my child's safety, you had a right to be scared, because the way that girl was acting, she was acting stupid. You had a right to feel away. But revenge P word doesn't protect you. If anything, that only aggravates the situation. And if you were scared she was going to do something to you, wouldn't you be more afraid that she's going to do something to you now? Like, I would be even more afraid if I aggravated the situation. So that's the only thing that's like, Kenya, girl. Kenya. No. No. I'm sorry, but no. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. But the people, they're not on your side, girl. The comments ain't on your side, Brittany. I don't know. Like I said, the only thing that I do not care for is Kenya being like, oh my God, revenge P word was the only thing that was going to protect me and my child. That's the part where it's like, girl, stop it. I feel you. She did something to you and you was like, okay, bitch, you want to hit me with a pebble? I'm going to hit you with a brick. I totally get that, because I'm the same type of person. That's how I think too. That's how my brain works as well. If you do something this big to me, I'm going to do something even bigger. Okay? You hit me with a 5, I'm hitting you with a 65. Don't play with me. I want you to know I'm for real about my crazy. Leave me alone. Don't start none, won't be none. So I get that. I get what Kenya did. But I don't get... It's kind of like, girl, you did your crime, you serve your time. Just, you know, everybody's sitting up there like, oh my God, this isn't fair to Kenya. Y'all getting on my nerves. I'm sorry. But that's getting on my nerves, because this is the thing, right? As someone who, I am for real. When I say a retired crash out, I promise you, I'm not exaggerating. I'm really that. I'm really that. I'm really that. And it don't really take much for the retirement to like dissolve. Like, don't play with me, right? So I understand what Kenya was feeling. I get that. Because I already told you I would have called the police on her. Like, girl, I'm not about to play with you, because I already know. But Kenya, you have to be accountable for your part in this too. You could have called the police on her. You could have filed a report. You could have, like, if you were afraid, then you should have acted accordingly. You doing the revenge P word stuff to this girl, you put Bravo, you put the show, you put Truly, you put them in a bad space, in a bad spot. Like, you put them in a position where they can't protect you. Now, you probably felt like they weren't protecting you in the begin with, but you put them in a position now that they had to choose Brit over you, because they don't want to get sued. And like I said, smile in your mugshot, bitch. Like, you did what you did. It is what it is. You're still getting paid. You're still being featured on there. You don't get confessionals, and you're not really on the cast, but you got paid. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. If somebody pisses me off and they do something terrible to me and I go up to them and I sock them in their jaw and I get in trouble for it, it was the decision that I made. I gotta thug it out. I feel like you gotta thug it out. You got people that's in support of you. But when people keep starting to, like, you know, doing the mental gymnastics to defend you, it's like, I'm not mad at what you did. I'm really not mad. But you also have to understand that you crashed out and there are consequences for that. You put the network, the production company, the show, you put all of them in jeopardy with what you did. I'm not saying you was wrong for doing it. I'm just saying that that's what it was. When you decided to do a revenge P word, you can't just do that. And in your mind, it wasn't revenge P word because that wasn't your understanding of the laws against it. But you still did that. Like, you're not a lawyer. You're not a lawmaker. You don't really know, you know, the specifics. You thought you was in the clear, but you weren't. You weren't in the clear. You did something that has consequences. And like I said, bitch, sometimes you just got to thug it out. You got to smile on your mugshot and keep it pushing. Do your time and then come back. The way it's looking though, like nobody is fooling with Britt. Nobody is fooling with Britt. Britt, girl, I don't know what you about to do. It's not looking too good for you. But Kenya, you gonna annoy me. You're gonna annoy me if you keep trying to do the sob story of, I was just protecting me and my daughter. No. Because protecting you and your daughter would have been higher security, file a police report. She was making terroristic threats. They're going to give you a little thing, a little copy for your records. Even do a restraining order. Ain't that what Dr. Greg did to Quad's boyfriend? They say Quad boyfriend is a scam. They ain't talking about that. But yeah, like, Kia, you smarter than this. You are smarter than this. You should have played your hand better. And I understand when people really piss you off sometimes, intelligence goes out the door. It's all emotions and it's all emotions and no more logic. So I get it. I'm not judging you. But the only thing that's going to piss me off with Kenya is Kenya keep trying to say that somehow that revenge P word was going to protect her and her child. No, you escalated the matter. If she was really about that life, if she was really that girl, she was really like that. If she was really like that, yeah, that would have been really terrible. Thank God she cried, okay, because we seen the previews. But if she was really like how she was trying to talk tough, okay? She was trying to talk tough. And you pull her card and we see she ain't really that tough. At least I hope. We don't know. But, child, I'm ready for the next episode. Y'all, I've been here talking way too long. There's so much more I wanted to talk about, but I might come back later, okay? It's still early. It's only Monday. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys soon. I think I got some things I want to say about some other stuff, so I'll be back. Thanks for watching.